The Nets won a game. Small ball is not only killing us, and that's a great thing to know. Let's celebrate a win, New York City. The miracles of modern technology are amazing. I am not in a podcast studio. I am not in my beautiful Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn home.
Turn right onto 3rd Avenue, then continue straight to stay on 3rd Avenue.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I am in my car, heading to the world-famous Carmine's, the Uptown one, 91st Street. Far, far away from Brooklyn tonight to celebrate my birthday. In all actuality, just to let you guys know a little bit, it's not really my birthday. It's really my wife's birthday, to tell the truth. She's born the 21st. I'm born the 20th. So I don't have birthdays anymore. All the birthdays belong to her, which is why on a game night where I would have liked to just have been home watching the game, I'm going out to dinner. But nonetheless, I also have the distinct pleasure of bringing one of my favorite Nets Twitter sparring partners, Los Hernandez. You're not going to have to hear me talk all about the Nets tonight. We're bringing my man on. Los, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Very clear.
What's up, brother?
Well, everything's going good with a win. You know, win changes the way you feel for today, tomorrow, up until the next game. So for tonight and for tomorrow, I'll try to be a little bit more positive, even though I get killed, just like you do, for being a little too negative. You know, but it can't be all roses all the time, you know, but it can't be negative all the time either. So they won, happy about it. So I'm going to try to be positive.
Los, it's the first time that our negativity is aligned. A lot of times I'm negative and you're positive, or I'm positive and you're negative. We've been kind of on the same page. Give me your 50,000 foot view of the Nets this season before we talk about the tonight's game.
Okay, well, this season as like coming into the season.
Well, just the season overall. Like, how?
All right. Well,
how are you feeling about our squad?
So far, I see a lot of things that I don't like, to be honest. And some of the things that you brought up that you had as worries, and I had them as worries to just a lesser extent than you did. Let's start off with the starting forward position, and I know me and you have gone back and forth on this for, I want to say, at least 3 years, because I started with, you know, give Sean Marks time. When it's time to be a contender, he'll get the stretch four that we need. And I know a lot of fans will say that we got that with Durant, but with the one thing I agree with you on is Durant's not the guy who's going to guard the guy that's killing the net over and over and over and over again.
Yep.
If just a few games this year, I'm just going to throw out a few names. Millsap.
He got us good for sure.
There's just so many of us. I'm drawing a blank and it's driving me crazy. That.
Nets fans know you don't have to go through the list, and it hasn't really been, you know, one particular big that has beat us, and I don't even want to spend a lot of time on that. I just, are you hopeful? Are you feeling good about, like, what is your expectations? Like, what do you think is supposed to happen this year?
What's supposed to happen without Durant, in my opinion, is that they're going to make the playoffs, and I would like them to win a round. Now, this is without Durant. I'm going off as Durant is not playing until I see that he's on the court. Because it makes no sense to, hope for him to come back or expect him to come back. When he's back, if he's back.
Right.
I'm going off that he's not coming back.
Right.
So I go back and forth. In telling myself, this is, and I know you don't want to hear this. I know for sure you don't want to hear this, but this is like a setup season for next season, and I hate doing that because the last few seasons haven't been as good as we wanted, and this year I don't want it to be a throwaway year. But in the back of my mind, I tell myself, okay, Durant's coming back. Maybe Marks is going to make some changes. Maybe Marks is watching this year and seeing what he needs to put around Durant and Irving. So that next year they're ready. Now, I could just be telling myself that to make myself feel better.
Mm-hmm.
But for this year, I want it to be a little bit like next year, and I just want to see improvement from certain guys. Like what I saw from Jared Allen today was wonderful, and we don't see that often at all. Jared Allen, as the player, I want him to get better. I want him to develop some type of offensive game. I understand his body's not going to be where they need it to be yet, but he can do other things. He can, like he did today. All he did was get some dunks, cut to the basket, play hard, get fouled. Little things like that matter. That's just my Jared Allen opinion. But back to the team at large, I truly just want to see them make the playoffs, and I want to see the younger guys get better.
So I'm 100% with you. I feel like you can't turn backwards. I think it's a stain on the franchise, and it makes the franchise look like they don't know what they're doing. Like it's that when you're a Nets fan, there's this thing that hangs over you like you guys will never be good. You guys, are just doomed no matter what. And when we were getting Kyrie Irving, the word was he's better than D'Lo. And if he's better than D'Lo and he got to pick the players that he wanted to, Garrett Temple was his idea. Not only was Garrett Temple his idea, but Kevin Durant wanted DeAndre Jordan. Now Shumpert is here, and that's his buddy from the Cavs. Like, you can't have that great feeling of last year and come to this year and go, you know what? Let's just have a mulligan, right? Los, tell me, how mad will you be if the Nets do not make the playoffs?
I'll be very upset. And just to your point of Kevin Durant and Kyrie picking the players, in my opinion, Jordan's the best player of all time, and he's a terrible owner, a terrible drafter, and sometimes these guys they're not good at picking players to play with. They want to play with their friends, but it doesn't mean that they're the best people to go to set up a team.
I think players are the worst people to
ask. A couple of
ask.
these guys are unwatchable.
Yeah.
These guys are unwatchable. Jordan will fool you if you look at the rebounds, and he gets his few putback dunks and stuff. But on defense, he doesn't move. He doesn't do anything but rebound the ball. And just watching him, you can see the difference. I know Allen is immature and younger than him, but Allen is just so much more
bouncy.
That's what I'm looking for. Just athletic, bouncy.
Yeah.
It looks like he tries harder. Jordan doesn't look like he tries half the time.
Listen,
and I'm not sure if it's that he's just that old or he's just not trying. Because Knicks fans told me, I have a lot of Knicks fans in my family and my friends.
Same.
They all told me that he was slow, he was no good last year. So I just naturally assumed maybe, he was playing on two bad teams, and maybe, playing with a better team, he would be more spry, he'd, be more up for it. But so far, just standing in the paint, watching guys like Sabonis shoot, or watching guys get tip-ins or putbacks, he's tough to watch.
He looks like he's holding a fart. And if he lets go of the fart, that he loses the game. And I don't know half the time what DeAndre is doing when he's not catching a lob. And even when he catches a lob, it's not like the DeAndre Jordan we used to watch back in the day on the Clippers, where, you know, he just it looked like he was jumping off two pogo sticks instead of legs. He now just looks just so constipated. It doesn't look good, his game. And that's the natural thing to happen to players when they start reaching that age. My hope, my biased Nets fan hope, is that he's saving it for the playoffs. But it don't look good, and it don't look good. All right, let's not just beat up on DJ. Which player this season is just, every time he comes on the court, he just gets you mad to even like look at him play?
I'm going to be honest. I felt this way from the second I saw he was signed, so I wasn't going to give him a chance regardless. But for me, that has to be Temple.
Yeah.
And it's just something about his game, something that I don't know what it is, but everything he does just seems to bother me. He seems to take bad shots. When he's open, he misses a lot of shots. He's not as good as a defender as I thought he would be.
Yeah.
I thought they brought him here to play defense, and I thought, he'd be a pretty good defender. From what I've seen, he's not as good.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just something about him that I'm not a fan of his. And I wanted to say Prince, but at least Prince has like a signature tool. You know he can catch and shoot. He's good. He can do that now. He drives me crazy when he tries to do other things and tries to go out of his lane.
Yep.
And do things that he can't do. And I'm gonna be fair. I've said it on Twitter 1,000 times. They're asking him to do something he can't do anyway.
Right.
Like, they're putting him in a bad spot. In my opinion, they're putting him in a bad spot.
Right.
So I try to take that into effect when I watch him play. But it's really Temple, and like I said, it's just something about him. And I know it's worse now because they need him and they're forcing him to play minutes that if these guys were healthy, he wouldn't be playing. But like you said, you have to know LeVert was going to miss some time. You have to know Irving was going to miss some time. So maybe they should have did a better job of building a deeper roster than they now.
And you know what? I'm not going to fault them for injuries. That's unfair. And I won't do that. But Garrett Temple should not be a featured player on your team. If Garrett Temple's a featured player on your team, you've made a huge mistake. And you can't look at a guy that got 4.9 points per game last year and say and only played less than 30 games and say that guy is going to be my spot starter, my backup shooting guard, small forward, and fill a big role. And I almost feel like having him on the team is irresponsible because there's no future in it. He's not going to be good now, and he's not going to be good in the future, or doesn't have a chance to be better in the future. So, what are you investing the minutes in? But I won't even harp on that. I'll give you the guy who's really irking my nerves, because I agree with you. Like, Taurean Prince would be perfect if he was a backup, if he just played the small forward role and did that, and come in, shoot like four 3-pointers and just do that. But that's not what he's asked to do. He's asked to be the starting 4, right? And when you're asking that player to be the starting 4, you're just putting him in a position to fail. The guy that's killing me right now, because anytime he played with the big club, and even when he was with